So this whole thing was inspired by Woozle. He made a video breaking down possibilities or reasons to why the state of content on YouTube is the way it is when it comes down to Rocket League specifically. And I completely agree with everything he said, honestly. So you guys should definitely check his video out. I'll leave it in the description below. Anyways, so this got me thinking about how someone can innovate in the space. And I've had this idea for a while, but I never actually made it for several reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. But watching his video definitely inspired me. It made me go, you know what? Let's try this, let's try this new approach. My approach might not necessarily be fully polished, and it mainly has to do with montages or things that are like montages. But I think it might have a lot of potential for showcasing the strengths of this game. So what is this idea, you might ask? One thing I noticed about Rocket League's content is generally how unique its edits are, right? Compared to FPS games, for example. If you've ever seen Rocket League edits, they're genuinely phenomenal. They're very unique. No other game has that sort of feeling and that sort of flow. For example, editors like Toasty Veteran, RoboForce, and Ing Valentin are incredibly amazing at what they do. But there's a specific problem with these edits, is that whenever I would show them to, the normal, average, everyday Rocket League player or someone who knows of Rocket League, they always point out to me that they just can't tell what's happening in the clips. And I know that's not the whole point of these edits, right? These edits are supposed to just be art. They're supposed to showcase flow. They're supposed to showcase, editing, effects, the different colors, the themes, whatever it is, right? And I personally love it. Like, I really like this type of style. I really enjoy editing in general. But the thing is that the gameplay somewhat takes a back seat, or at least it goes hand in hand with everything else. But it's not the main focus, and that would be a problem if we want to make it the main focus, So it makes a lot of sense for these edits and these clips to not really amass a lot of views. But I can't help but feel like there's a lot more to Rocket League editing than what we have so far. So I was thinking to myself, I enjoy Evample's montages, right? He's ridiculous at the game, right? He's on a whole different level, and his montages are very simple, and they showcase his movement, his gameplay, his style, right? His skill, all that. But obviously I can't play like him, so I can't make videos like him, right? And at the same time, I love Rocket League edits. I love the stylization. I love the creativity. But I don't have the time nor the energy to edit this much. So I thought to myself, what if I can merge these two somehow, right? What if I can showcase the movement and the style of my gameplay? Or if you want to adopt this yourself, what if you want to showcase your style, but you're not as good as Evample, right? You're not a professional at the game. You're not SSL. You're not someone who spends thousands of hours on the game, right? But you just want to showcase something that is cool, And so the idea came to me. There's this specific part in this specific edit, where the camera cuts between the movements of the car and how it dribbles the ball across the field. And I thought it looked so sick. It's really small. It's a really, really small part in this edit. I'll show it off in the background, and I'll leave it in the description for you guys to check out. But I think there's a lot more to this part specifically. Unlike any other game, Rocket League gives you full control of your car's movement, momentum, visual style, you name it. And I've always noticed this dynamic nature in Rocket League's movement, especially when the player has a specific style. You can tell who is playing at times, right? If you take away the name tag, if you show me Evample's clips, I would be able to tell that that is him, because he goes for certain movements, he jumps a certain way, he air rolls a certain way. You can tell that behind all those movements is Evample himself, right? It's like a form of expression that is very overlooked, and I don't understand why. Now, what am I trying to get at here? What if we took that specific part in the edit, those cuts, those movements, and combined it with clips that are genuinely cool, but they don't have to be amazing, right? And then just wrap it all up in a minimalistic editing style where we handle half the syncing and the game naturally handles the rest. because of its movement. I feel like this would really capture the spirit of this game's style, right? Or at least the personality of the player. And I feel like the better I'll get at this, the more I'll be able to showcase how the style can shine. Anyways, I feel like I talked for for long enough, so let's get started. Okay, so for this project, I'm going to use Undertale's Death by Glamour. I just find it really catchy. And I feel like it would match my clips and what I'm trying to go for. I'm not really SSL, I'm not GC, I don't play competitive that much, but I do have decent mechanics, and some of my clips will definitely make you go, "Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Damn." And I feel like this new editing style will really emphasize my movement and my personality. And to add more to the montage, let's add some sort of a storyline, right? A very subtle storyline. Let's have it be a showcase of my evolution from my old car style and skill to my new and current way of playing. And we'll separate it by the drop. We'll time certain cuts, we'll remove unnecessary parts like the ball flying towards the goal for like the 10th time, or like the car going up the wall for the billionth time. You know, like those parts I noticed are very repeated in Rocket League content. Like, we get it. You went up the wall. Show us like what actually happened, right? Don't get me wrong. The editing styles out there are phenomenal. Like, they are incredible, right? Like, look at this dude. Why are we on the moon? I don't know, but I love it. You know, I feel like if Psyonix ever adds a map with a moon that big, the whole team will get fired because of that big of a change in their maps. The point of this style isn't to be better than what's out there. It's to just try something different. It's to innovate. It's to highlight something new, right? Something that I personally don't think many people point at for some reason, especially in a space that desperately needs innovation. So this is what the timeline ended up looking like on Premiere once I finished editing the montage. You can tell how before the drop, the clips are generally slower, and I made sure to not cut them a lot. I made sure to sync them to the music. That's why there's like gaps in between. You'll eventually see it. But regardless, they have a good pace to them that's appropriate for that beginning part. And if we look at after the drop, I mean, come on, you can tell like the difference is huge. Yeah, all the cuts, they look random, but they match the clips and the music at the same time. And to top it all off, I started this whole montage with an unedited clip and ended it with an unedited clip. So it just comes full circle at the very end. And we're done. It took me about like 3 to 4 hours to make this style of montage, and it was my first time attempting that type of style, right? I do have editing experience, but you'll definitely be able to do everything that I did on Premiere, DaVinci, CapCut, whether it's free or not. All you need is just a software that can cut. That's all. If you can see the audio and you can cut, you're pretty much there. And to be completely honest, I kid you not, I watched this montage like 10 plus times, and I noticed that the more you watch it, the better it gets for some reason. Maybe because of the syncing or the cuts, or your brain trying to find more synced parts. I don't know what it is, but it's really cool. I personally really like it. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I put it on my gaming channel in the description, so head over there if you want to see the end result. And just as final thoughts, I don't think I'll only do Rocket League content on this channel because I have plans for other types of content. So if you enjoyed how I personally did things, you know what to do. I mean, you've been on the internet for long enough. Subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. Up to you. But if not, then at least let me know what you thought of the montage in the comments, whether in these comments or the montage's comments. Any feedback, criticisms, questions, you know, all is welcome. And that's how we can improve, like in this whole space, right? I'll most likely be doing videos on innovating in other spaces or topics, helping you with your mind, gaming, game development, so on, you know, like I'll be experimenting a lot, to say the very least. I want my videos to make you a better person. That's pretty much it. My next set of videos will hopefully be things that I personally want to do, and I really hope you guys like it. If not, you know, that's okay. I'll keep experimenting. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the montage. Take care. Bye-bye.